Hey guys, and welcome back to Pech Pong, the channel where I talk about match reviews and things I do to try to get better. And lately I've been doing some information videos on tips that people don't normally tell you. And I have to say, the feedback I have been getting from you guys has been really cool. Everyone seems to really like the videos, and seeing how much you guys like them just makes me excited to make more. So I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying the videos and are getting something from them. So today's topic, we have serve return. Now this is a big one. And yeah, it's pretty cool that I can reduce or boil down all the information into a 5-minute or 7-minute video and tell you, because these have been things that I've learned over the last 5 years. So it's definitely pretty cool that I can give you this information so quickly and so readily. Let's just jump right into the video and get started. Alright, so the first and most important thing, I think, is the ability to let the ball come to you. Pretty much all good serve return is based off of this. All good players have the ability to let the ball come to them and not chase the ball, and they have the ability to capture the energy. It's kind of like when you watch a pro soccer player receive a ball. They're able to capture the energy and to not go to it, right? Because if you go to the ball, you have energy plus energy, and then it equals no control. So the two things you have to be able to do are to predict the future location of the ball, go to that spot, and then second, be very passive with the ball. Here's some video of me going through the shots, and that's just going to lead to a lot of no control. If you can't do that, then you're going to have a hard time doing the rest of the things in this video, like taking off speed, taking off spin, lifting the ball, and stuff like that. So here's some video of me going to the spot, holding my racket very still, and then just letting the ball touch the racket. And here's a video of Hugo, who I think is great at this. He just lets the ball come right to him. He's very passive with the hand, and he's able to do a lot of creative things with it. All right, next, keeping the heavy underserve short. So I went to Belgium in 2018, and I played this event. And first round, I played against this kid, and he had this really heavy backspin serve. And I remember I just put a couple in the net right away. And in the timeout, I went over and talked to my coach, and he's like, Seth, you got to be able to lift the ball. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you have to just lift it. And so I ended up losing the match, and it was a pretty expensive lesson. But afterwards, I got the lesson. So the two things are that if you go through the ball, right, the ball will catapult because of the backspin. And this is very heavy backspin, not your light backspin. This is very heavy backspin. The ball will catapult, and you won't be able to keep control of it. And second, you might put it in the net. So the key ability here is to be able to lift the ball. Just let the ball come to you like we talked about, and then lift the ball, not go through it. And you can see here in a video with Omar Asar versus Canuck, Omar just lets the ball come to him, and he just lifts the ball up. All right, use the underspin flip on the forehand. Use the underspin on the forehand flip. Don't fight it. So this one was pretty cool when I figured this out. Basically, all my life, I've been struggling to flip with the forehand against heavy backspin. And then I realized that you can use the backspin to get the ball down, right? So basically, all you have to do is hit up on the ball, normal flip, hit up on the ball, and let the backspin do the work of taking the ball back down on the table. So you're using the backspin. I think I have some video here of me trying to force it, trying to lift the ball with a lot of spin, and that will just be a pretty slow ball. It'll work, but it's not going to be as effective as if you use the backspin to your advantage. So that was a pretty cool one that I figured out, And here's a video of Samsonov doing it perfectly against Harimoto. All right, next one. Chopping down on side top and dead serves. So I'm sure we've done this where we chop underneath a dead ball or a topspin ball, and it's quite fun because the opponent gets to hit a really nice big smash. So the key ability here is to let the ball come to you and then be able to chop straight down, taking the upward energy off the ball. And so here's a cool video of Hugo going down on the ball. And this skill is pretty much the most commonly used in modern top-level table tennis because most of the time top-level players are serving topspin because they want to get into the topspin rally. And if the opponent tries to keep it short, they might pop it up. So this ability is really important in modern table tennis. All right, with and against the spin using forehand push. So this is a picture of Zhang Jike, and he has his paddle in the forehand natural angle. So when you return serves, there's two spins, essentially. There's forehand natural angle serves and not forehand natural angle serves if you're using the forehand, of course. And these include forehand pendulum, reverse tomahawk, and the knots are reverse pendulum, scoop, hook serve, tomahawk serve, and backhand serve. And I've listed the names of the players so you can look them up and see those serves. So this is a video of me receiving the natural forehand spins. And this is a video of me receiving, like, say, a backhand serve or hook serve with my forehand natural angle. So these upcoming serves are all going to be forehand natural angle serves. And you can see here, I'm just going against the spin here with this one. And with this one, I'm actually going with the spin, and I'm kind of pulling backwards to the side. And this is a really cool one. I never knew about this one until almost recently. And what it does is it keeps the ball shorter because normally if someone does a forehand serve, the ball will bite and jump off the racket. You're actually decreasing the amount of friction being caused on the surface, and it lets you play the ball shorter because there's less friction. Okay, so next we have not forehand, and these are serves like backhand, these are serves like tomahawks, these are serves like scoops, and so I'm just going through with the spins and against the spins. And the important thing is to let the ball come to you, and then you can either go on the side of it, or you can go with the spins. Here, like Malong, he's going with the spin, and it gives you the ability to control the ball, because when someone gives you a non-forehand natural angle spin, it can be very awkward when they serve it to your forehand, because if you touch it with a forehand natural angle, the ball will just shoot off. So you have to find some way to control the ball. So that's either going against the spin, or it's going with the spin, or sometimes you can even go over with your backhand and return it, because that's a nice angle to return non-forehand angle serves. All right, so wait for fall, spin push. So this is a video of Harimoto back in when he was a lot younger. And he was doing this cool thing with serve returns where he would wait for the fall and then kind of cut the ball very heavy, letting the ball roll right up on the racket. And what this did was it made his opponents think, because he was catching the ball late, that he was going to push long. So consequently, the players would drop back, and then they would be that split second late, and they would have a hard time controlling the short ball. So the ability here to have is to wait for the fall, and then try to make acceleration on the racket, and so the ball can roll up the face so you can get control, and that will kill the speed, and it'll give you the ability to put the ball short, right? And this is a video of me doing it with the forehand. So you wait for the fall, and then you add that lot of spin at the last second, and it gives you control to keep it short. So this fake banana flip short push. It's the same concept as the last skill, except you start off with a banana flip motion, and then at the last second you change it into a late push, the same one that I just talked about. And what it does is it really makes your opponent drop back because they see you in this big banana flip motion, and they think, okay, here comes the banana flip, I have to drop back for that top spin. And then at the last second you change it, and then they have to come back in, and they're going to be not so great at keeping it short again, and it gives you a big opportunity to attack again. And this last one is how to practice these things. And so when you practice, I think it's really important that you have a partner who's wanting to do these things with you. So basically, if you have a partner and they're saying like, all right, I'm going to serve everything, it's very hard to pull these little things out. So what I recommend when you practice is to make it a lot easier. So let's say you want to practice the pushing down on the ball. You can tell them, hey, 50% of the time give me heavy under, and then the other 50 give me some side top. And so there you can practice lifting the ball like we talked about earlier on in the video, and then you can also practice pushing down on it. And this 50-50 is great because it's not like a brain overload. So you can practice these skills individually while having a little bit of variation. And then as you get better, you can kind of add different things, and you can really be creative, letting you practice these special receives in a semi-random manner. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot of work into this, and I really hope that you get something from it. So give me a thumbs up if you like it, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.